Welcome back to the We Win Injury Law podcast. I'm Tyler Todd, your host, sitting here with my co-host, Jaron, the Snow Canyon Man Sandberg. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I can't help but not think about, when we have said ad nausea that well, at least me, I'm not like a big Ryan Reynolds fan. We use his good afternoon like every show.
Well, and we talked about this a few weeks ago that there's certain shows that like if you watch, like if it comes on TV, you kind of have to sit there. But I'll tell you, like Deadpool, every time it comes on, I find myself like just sitting there and watching.
Are we subconsciously maybe I'm a like a huge.
You're a closet Ryan Reynolds fan. Maybe
I'll come out of it someday. The closet about Ryan.
Okay, just about Ryan.
Yeah, about Ryan.
Yeah,
I'm not ready.
Okay, the lies insurance companies tell. You're not ready for the subject today or for the closet?
Coming out with Ryan.
With Ryan.
Yeah.
Coming out with Ryan?
Well,
at the same time.
Yeah. At the same time with Ryan. Liking Ryan.
Yeah.
Reynolds. She's not a fan. Maybe I am. Not ready for that yet. Okay. Wait, what did you say?
You're coming out at the same time as Ryan. That's why it was so funny.
The lies insurance companies tell. That's what you said. Let's get on topic.
Okay.
The lies insurance companies like to tell. And look, you guys, we want to tell you, we're going to talk more about this throughout this episode today. Do you feel like it's overly harsh, the lies insurance companies tell?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
Thank you for that.
You're trying to be nice. They're not nice.
No, they're not nice.
This is where it gets hard, right? I like the hook we wrote because it's insurance adjusters are not your friends, but liability-wise and protect yourself, your insurance agent probably should be one of your best friends because to make sure you have adequate insurance.
Yeah, or at least someone you trust.
And I think that's part of the problem is that we get so many, how many times you have a client that's like, yeah, but like, oh, here's the number for like Joe down the street. He's my State Farm agent. And I'm like, that's not who we call to handle your claim. It's an adjuster.
No, you never. Omaha. You might call Joe down the street to say, "Hey, what do I do?"
Yeah,
but Joe down the street's not going to like advocate for you.
No.
In fact, Joe down the street's like, "Oh shoot, I hope this doesn't affect my what's that called?
If they drop you, his commission.
Commission. That's what I was looking for. Just be honest.
But
you might have friends that are agents, and they're probably good people. And I know a lot of them. They are good people.
Because they want to make sure you're adequately insured because they make more money for.
That's what I said. When you said someone like your best friend, I said, just make sure you can trust them.
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure you have not just adequate insurance, you want to make sure you have good insurance.
Yeah.
Because we have heard that all the time. I don't think we've talked about this on this podcast. We hear all the time about.
I heard it today. I know.
Oh, you heard it today?
I heard the line. I have full coverage, Jaron. I have full coverage. I knew you were going to say that.
Yep.
And I heard it today from a client, and I said, well, what does that mean? Right back to her. And she's like, well, they'll take care of me. I'm like, well, what does it mean though? Well, I don't know. What does it mean, Jaron? So she turned it around.
Well, because she didn't know her coverage.
Because she didn't know her coverages.
Right.
I had no idea.
She just was told you have full coverage, but she doesn't know whether full.
No idea what that means. She has, which again can mean you have the basic minimums. It could mean you have a lot of insurance. It means
you guys.
It means nothing beyond.
Full coverage typically is synonymous with you have the minimum mandatory requirements.
Yeah. And most of the time people think of it, I think in terms of their property damage coverage is, hey, because you can get liability only insurance where your vehicle's not covered.
Correct.
And so when a lot of times they get sold this, you have full coverage. All that's telling you is that the property damage, which let's be honest, for most of our claims is always the smallest portion of the claim.
Right.
Normally the bodily injury is the part where you need to have good insurance.
But you just made a great point because, third-party liability is really the only requirement. Yeah. In Utah, you're required to have third-party liability, meaning if you cause an accident causing injuries, you have to have a minimum amount required by law, right? But you don't have to have underinsured, uninsured.
No, and we have so many clients that keep waiting.
So you can actually not have that and still be fully insured.
You can insure your vehicle up to, what's funny too is now we're running into it where we've had some clients only have $50,000 in coverage on a vehicle, but Gosh, you have an F-150 or something that's more than 50,000.
So should we include the title of our podcast today to say the lies insurance companies and your agents tell?
Yeah, we should. Well, but
I don't want to go that far.
We have a lot of lies that we want to tell.
Friends are watching or listening.
But I'll say the lie the agent, if we were to do a full episode, and we don't need to, but the lies the agents tell is always that you have full coverage.
You have full coverage.
That's the lie.
Now, someone just made this comment to me just the other day. It's not the way that you communicate it that is the most important. It's the way that the person receives it is the most important. So it may not be that they're telling lies, but it's the way that people are understanding it that needs to make sure that agents, if you're listening or watching, you got to do a better job because people think they're fully insured. And that, again, is not synonymous with good coverage.
Well, and what's so funny is every time I've been quoted insurance, and I've got some friends that sell insurance, and so they'll end up doing a quote for me. Most of the time, they're like, "Oh, I pulled your previous quote, your previous insurance, and I can beat it by $11 a month or whatever it is, right?" And I always want to say, like, yeah, but is it good coverage? Because I know those hooks because we deal with it every day, and they never. Well, I did the same thing that you had on your last policy, and one of them recently that I kind of got annoyed with him. He moved my PIP from 25,000 down to 3,000 to make the quote work.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And so I was like, wait, but I have 25,000 in PIP. Well, I can't do that and keep it $11 cheaper. I'm like, well, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
That's why I did it. And that's why I'm not going to be switching my insurances. I'm like, what does it change it to? And it was like, then it was basically a wash on him being able to do me a better quote. But that's the lie agents tell.
So sometimes they may. Just be aware. But that's something that's super important. So the lies insurance companies tell, and our agent friends, if you're, we don't think they're lying. We're just maybe you got to communicate a little better.
And there's a huge industry of insurance agents that I think listen to our podcast.
And they may be lying to some people.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Stop it.
But this is something we see every day, right? You knew exactly what I was going to say. You heard it today. We see it every day. That insurance companies will say and do what they have to do to minimize paying out claims.
Yeah.
That is a reality that no one wants to talk about or address. We all think that, not we all. I certainly don't.
Yeah.
Many people think that insurance premiums and costs of this or costs of that are going up because of injury lawyers. It's the insurance companies that are dictating this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And shareholders.
They need. In fact, sometimes the defense lawyers get mad at us and we're like, why are you getting mad at us for filing a lawsuit? You don't have a job unless we do our job.
Yeah. A whole industry of defense firms, which are big. What's so funny too, is they're always like, how many lawyers are at the defense firm? Like 70, 100
total
versus, a firm like our, I just think it's astronomical that in comparison to size to what the injury attorneys are doing on a typical law firm side. I mean, there are some there's the Morgan & Morgans that are big personal injury firms. But it's just interesting how that why are you doing this? Is it, and remember I had one tell me, I think you were sitting in the room and she goes, is this your only case? And you're like, don't you have better cases? And I'm like, wait, are you suggesting I should not be fighting for this client because it's a small case?
Right.
And of course she backtracked it, but no, every case is still important.
And it's like, you don't have a job unless we file these cases.
You're not going to get paid.
But that's what insurance companies are doing that and saying that every day to minimize case values or minimize your claim. And they do it in multiple ways. Okay. But let's get some some facts to then kind of give some context of why we're saying this and making this bold accusation.
This isn't just two injury attorneys that are jaded at defense because we go against them every day.
Nope.
There's statistics on that.
Not jaded. What are they? Let's talk about it.
Okay. So a couple of them that I found.
I thought this was interesting.
Is again, insurers deny 10 to 20% of all claims nationwide.
All claims.
That's a crazy statistic. That's 1 in 5.
Yeah. So let's say there's 100, right? Claims. Then 20 of them are 10 to 20 are denied of the 100 every day.
Every day.
Now, some of them, I'm not saying that some of them aren't legitimately denied. Some are, but legitimately denied. But when you hear about that, like, for example, United Healthcare,
yeah,
which may be a topic for another podcast because of the assassination of the United Healthcare. Was it CEO?
Yeah, it was CEO.
But they deny 1 in 3 claims.
Yeah.
That's not an accident. Like, oh, let's just, deny and let's just whatever. That's strategy.
That's strategy.
That is pure economic strategy to deny 1 in 3 claims. Because what do most people do?
I mean, this is what's so funny is when it's denied, you don't know how to fight it.
No.
If you don't hire an attorney, you're just done.
Well, on a health insurance claim, I just got a text on a non-PI related claim, a denial on a health insurance, on a benefit like a claim, saying, and the guy has some paralysis, not complete, but that he's not paralyzed enough.
Yeah, I mean that's a thing we hear all the time, right? They're not hurt enough.
Not hurt enough.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, so how paralyzed do I need to be to qualify for the benefit of which I've paid for?
That's at least with the third party claim denial, at least it's someone else's insurance, but with the health insurance denial, it's what you're paying premiums.
And so his biggest question to me, because it was a friend of a friend, right? What do I do? How do I fight this? I don't know what to do. And of course, there was an appeal process of which I helped him kind of through that appeal process. They've denied the appeal. So now what?
You file a lawsuit, but it's not going to be done by a personal injury attorney.
We have to file a lawsuit
on a health insurance claim.
And then who's going to go out and then pay the retainer or whatever to get an attorney that actually knows what they're doing?
Because at least in ours, there's a settlement. But in that case, then the procedure gets done?
Well, so there's procedure involved, and then it's a contract dispute.
Yeah.
And why would this contractual provision applies or shouldn't apply?
And that's where you're dealing with, I just know enough contracts attorney that their initial retainer is going to be $10,000 to $25,000
at least, and then they may not even know how to deal with like an insurance contract. I mean, they may, right? But it's a strategic move these insurance companies do to legitimately deny these claims or falsely deny claims, but they're doing it for strategic reasons.
Yeah, I agree.
Economic reasons, and that's why when we say and we make these accusations that these insurance companies, maybe and or agents, are lying to you, it's because it's all about the bottom line to make a buck.
Let's go through some of the types. So again, I like one of them you hear is the friendly voice lie.
Uh-huh.
It's an adjuster that's being very friendly. Hey, we're going to take care of you. By the way, sign this release and we're going to give you $1,500 and up to $10,000 in medical coverage. That's the one I've heard a lot recently with people it's like 3 days after the accident. They don't even know how hurt they are. And they're like, we're going to cover things up to $10,000. By the way, we're not going to let you know that the minimum in the state of Utah in a very conservative state is $30,000. But we're going to have you contractually limit it even more down to 10.
Right. And they probably offer you chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
They might even deliver it to you. That's a tactic. So let's talk about that. The friendly voice tactic. Does that happen?
I think it does, especially when they're on. I mean, we don't get it. I don't get the friendly. Okay, there's one defense attorney that does give us like the most friendly voice I've ever heard.
Well, she is the most friendliest person, probably.
I think that one's genuine.
She's in the wrong business.
But adjusters dealing with people that have been in an accident 2 or 3 days after their accident is calling them with a friendly voice to, hey, take this quick settlement.
Right, right.
They're friendly until they're not.
Well, they make it sound like they really sincerely care about you. And then they're like, here's $1,000. This is very reasonable. We don't think we should even like offer this, but we're willing to do it.
Yeah, because you're so nice.
You're
right?
a nice person. Can we bring you some chicken noodle soup?
Yeah.
Would that make you feel better? I promise you guys, they don't care at all.
I don't think they've ever brought chicken noodle soup either.
Maybe. There might be a couple.
Now, Tyler, you have brought clients chicken noodle soup and smoothies
or whatever they feel like they need in the moment.
Yeah.
But I don't think they really.
I don't think they care.
Well, I know they don't care. You are a claim number, and the friendly voice, caring voice tactic is a way to like make you feel like they really have your best interest, and $1,000 or $2,000 is magnanimous.
Yeah.
And quite a gesture. Sign it and be done. It's a tactic.
Yeah.
Okay. The blame game and delay tactic. Okay. You got the friendly voice, you got the blame game. Okay. That's another tactic the insurance companies like to use. Oh, we haven't talked to our insured yet, but we understand and we're doing our investigation, but we understand you might have some fault for this accident as well. and we haven't made our final determination yet. So they kind of put you off, but also suggest that you have some fault for the accident.
Yeah, and I'll give you a quick one. This was on one that came up yesterday. It's with a newer client, and her own insurance called me and said, "Hey, I don't know why you guys sent us a letter of rep. We've placed 100% of fault on your client." And I said, "Okay, well, I get that from the third party company, the at-fault carrier. But tell me your reasoning." "Well, did you see the police report?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did read through the police report." Because basically we have a case where our client said the light was green, the other person said the light was green, and you have a collision. And so I'm talking to this adjuster, and she goes, "Well, but there was a witness." I'm like, "Okay, well, that's news to me. Tell me what the witness said." And I'm like, "And where was the witness?" Because I'm thinking, are they behind the other car? Can they shed light? Their light was green. Or are they behind my client that said the light was red? No, they were at a cross intersection, and they just know that their light was red, which doesn't help know whether my client, who was in a left green arrow, is what my client said, and their client saying it's a green arrow the other direction. She goes, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." And I'm like, wait, but you're the adjuster. You make the determination of who's at fault, at least to our client, because you're their own insurance. You should have their best interest at heart.
Right.
And you didn't even read through like the police report. And the officer makes no determination of fault,
right.
Nothing like that. And so I just think that blame game, what would be hilarious is if this same adjuster to the other side is saying, no, it's your fault.
Well, maybe, but that happened. I was on the phone with an adjuster yesterday doing the same thing with the blame game tactic. They denied liability. And I said, "Well, can you help me understand why you denied liability?" "Well, of course, all the evidence." "Okay. Well, what evidence are you referring to?" "Well, the body cam footage." "You mean the body cam footage of the police officer that wasn't there at the time of the accident? So is that the body cam footage you're referring to? Because that doesn't have any video of the accident occurring." "Well, the witness statement." I'm on her watch to make sure, right? But there's nothing on it. In fact, she gives his insured a ticket for failure to yield. He's like, "Well, but she was coming down this way." And he didn't even say she was in the other lane. He said she was kind of like going fast. "Well, you still have a duty to yield." That's what she said.
Even though the other client was cited with, her insured was cited with failure to yield, or our client was?
Say it again, sorry.
So who was cited with failure to yield?
The insured, the driver of the guy that's denied liability.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, I saw the evidence." And I'm like, "So there's no witness statement. There's no evidence. There's no video."
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? "Well, your client's vehicle, wheels there's 3 over the double line. She's in the wrong lane." I'm like,
after the collision?
It didn't occur to you that she was trying to maybe take an evasive action when she saw the guy come out of the parking lot and move to her left to avoid a collision? That's not what happened. "We have witness statements. We have video." And I'm like, "What video? What witness statement?" And delay, stall tactics, right?
Yeah.
So you guys, we get this all the time, and we've talked a little bit about it. They delay. They delay. They play the blame game, right? So they try to tell you like, "Oh, we haven't talked to our insured yet. We haven't determined liability." Well, meanwhile, who's going to fix your car, or how are you going to get back and forth to work because your car's just been totaled? So I don't think we've talked about this very much. We talked earlier in the show about full coverage is not synonymous with good coverage, but we've never really talked about this, and maybe we should. Most people, and I think this is a fair declaration, most people do not have rental car coverage on their policies.
I'm surprised at how many don't. I feel like that's an issue we deal with a ton of clients.
I would say 70% don't.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Or at least those are our loudest clients that are the most angry about not having a car.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
that might
be the ones
it.
that are loudest about not having a car, 100% don't have it.
Yeah. They never have it.
And they've never, yeah.
And they're waiting for and they're waiting for the at-fault party they're delaying making a determination of who's at fault, even though it's obvious.
If you guys don't have rental car coverage on your policy, first of all, find out whether you do or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you don't, get it. Now, I mean, I get it. Insurances are expensive, and it's one more thing to add to your plate. But in the event of an accident, I promise you, the insurance companies are doing this. They are delaying and saying, we haven't talked to our insured yet because either the insured hasn't even filed a claim yet. We've got to find out and, do some investigation on our own, which is fair. But if they don't have the police report, they haven't talked to their insured, they're not going to accept liability. And guess what they're not going to do?
Put you in a rental car.
Put you in a rental car. So if you don't have rental coverage on your own policy, you're kind of out of luck. They have 30 days to investigate the claim.
Yeah. So can you not get to work for 30 days? I mean, most people can't.
No, they're going to keep putting you off. So if you don't have it, I would consider getting it. I'm not telling you what to do, but I would consider getting it because...
No, tell them what to do. They need it. Get it on your... It's because the addition, too, is most of them it's like $1 or $2 a month.
Tell them what to do.
Tell them what to do. They need it.
Get rental coverage.
Get it.
Just get it because...
Now, the one you can avoid that I think is a scam is the roadside assistance. Don't pay extra for roadside assistance. They don't come for hours and hours.
They won't come.
They don't come. You're going to get charged a lot on towing fees when they come and can't fix it.
On the flip side, if you have roadside assistance and you submit the bill later, they might cover that.
They might cover it.
So
I just feel like that's a scam, though, they throw in.
You don't like it.
I don't like that one. But rental car, yes. Get the rental car. Tyler's not going to tell you. He's going to ask you to. Jaron's going to tell you. Get a rental car coverage.
Okay. I can only speak from my own experience. Well, we have experience every day dealing with people, but we don't deal with them in the experience of needing roadside assistance. We deal with them in the realm of accidents. So when I say my own personal experience, I can only say I've never been in an accident where I've needed to call a rental car company.
I have.
Or made a claim. You have.
I haven't. I got a Camaro.
Oh, you got.
I got like
for
an
your
upgrade
rental car.
For the rental car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Knowing how you drive.
I actually didn't like it. It was too small of a window. I'm kind of a old school driver.
Some people like those, but yeah, I've been in them. I don't like them either.
My kids thought it was cool.
Yeah, that
was about it.
But I've had some experience with needing roadside assistance.
And as it came?
No. Well,
no, that's what I'm saying. They don't come and you had a flat tire recently, didn't you?
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
And you called roadside assistance crickets.
Yeah, and it was late at night and the whole 9 yards.
Mine was at a Sunday in the middle of the day. Battery died. We called roadside assistance.
Then crickets.
Nothing. Crickets. An hour and a half later, after we'd already got the problem solved,
they reached out.
They reached out.
So
who can just sit there on the side of the road for an hour and a half and not try to solve the problem?
Well, no, that's why. When you're...
And that doesn't mean they were coming. That was when we got a call back.
Right. So rental car coverage, get it. Yeah. Roadside assistance, maybe not. If you have the budget for it, consider it. But definitely get rental coverage. But this is really interesting, what they try to do. We talked about blame game. We've talked about the friendly voice. Then once you make a claim and say, no, I'm not going to take your $1,000, you can shove it, right? Because a lot of people do that. And they kind of know what these insurance companies are doing. Then the insurance companies will try to suggest, well, your claim doesn't have any merit.
Yeah.
Or it's not worth anything.
Yeah. Do you have a medical bill you can send me on that?
Yeah. Or I'm in pain. I've been injured.
Yeah. But where's the medical bill that shows that? That's what I hear.
Or they try to say, we don't pay for pain.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what?
Because we know they do.
But we know they do. But that's what people are told. And those are the lies that insurance companies try to tell you. They'll try to suggest your claim is not worth anything. They're being magnanimous. They'll give you $1,000. They'll try to delay or put some blame on you. And then they'll just tell you it's not worth anything or the claim it's not worth anything. There's no value in pain. So you might as well take a quick settlement because you're not going to get anything more than that later.
Except then when you get an attorney, how much more do they pay?
Sometimes a lot more.
Oh my gosh, so much more, guys.
Well, this is fun. This is interesting. We had a hearing, an arbitration hearing last week, and the defense lawyer was trying to say that my ask was outrageous because if you looked at the medical bills, what he thought was a fair ask was just double the medical bills. And my response and my rebuttal argument to the arbitrator, which is like the judge, was, what are we, Googling like what the case is worth? This is not that type of analysis. Let's look at the actual injuries that my client suffered. This client suffered this injury, this injury, this injury. and has a prognosis of this issue and this issue and this issue potentially for the rest of his life. We don't just Google that and say, what's my claim worth in regards to valuation of what this claim is worth. So my ask is not outrageous when you start looking at the actual injury suffered and what this person will deal with the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
We don't Google that.
Yeah. We don't just add up the total and then double it.
That's
dumb math.
That's dumb math. I've seen a lot of TikToks about girl math. It's not girl math.
That's insurance math.
That's insurance math.
That's insurance math.
Do not fall for insurance math.
Yeah.
What's boy math or men math?
I mean, I can give you
boy math.
I can give you a great example real quick. I was buying they call it a meteor thermometer. It's a thermometer you can put in like a steak.
Okay, yeah.
It helps you know when it's done. It's a kind of it's like $100 though. So I'd been like kind of on the fence about whether I get one. I finally decided I'm going to go get one. They're out of it at our Bucks.
Local Ace Hardware.
Local Ace Hardware is where they had them. But as I'm in there trying to find out with the employee, I see my good friend, Mr. Hurst. And I'm like, hey, man, just saying hi. I know him from high school. Bryson comes out to me.
Oh, he's like the owner of the Hurst.
Yeah, he's
of the Ace Hardware.
One of the sons of the original owners. I don't know if he's an owner or manager or whatever, but I just was telling, we were looking for this. Sounds like they're out. And he goes, you know what? Their rep just came by. I have one in my truck. Do you want it? For free. Okay. So what did I go do? I spent $100 on tomahawk steaks at Costco. That's guy math. I didn't have to spend $100 on the thermometer. So I spent it on that. Perfect guy math.
Guy math. Well, look, there's girl math, there's guy math. Don't fall for insurance math.
Yeah.
Okay. That they will do whatever they can to make you fall for insurance math. It doesn't add up. And when you have somebody that actually fights for you, tells your story, tells how the pain actually affects your life, sometimes daily, nightly, sometimes for the rest of it, right? If it's permanent, do not fall for insurance math.
Now, for the listeners, because I know they're dying to know now, because you've kind of led with the suspense, insurance math versus Tyler math, how did the arbitrator see it?
She didn't, to be fair, it wasn't awarded entirely what I asked for, but it was significantly more than insurance math.
More than double what the insurance math? More than double what the insurance math was.
More than double.
So Tyler math is good math. Go for Tyler math. That's what we want. I like Tyler's math on that one, guys.
Go for the we win injury law math. That's what we would tell you.
Yep.
So if you guys hear any of those types of tactics, don't fall for it. Do not fall for insurance math. Call we win injury law. If you don't live in the state of Utah and you guys are just wondering whether you have a claim, you can find us online, obviously through this podcast, YouTube, social media. We can direct you to, we know a lot of people around the country. Feel free to ask us any questions. So do not fall for insurance math. Use we win injury law math. That's probably the better solution.
I like it.
So until next time, you guys be safe, leave early, slow down. That's what we always say. Leave early, slow down, get to where you're going, and be careful and mindful of your loved ones close to you and all those around you. The news is sad. So just do what you can to avoid this. Sometimes it's out of your control, but leave early, slow down, be safe until next time. Good afternoon.